Hi there, everyone. Welcome again to today's episode of our learning from biblical characters. And today we're going to be looking at the woman with the issue of blood. Is another name that is nameless. Strangely, is how the Bible seeks to describe these people, and we just cannot get their names. Unfortunately, that's how life works. Sometimes you just get to know people by how they do things. Maybe some of you don't even know my name. You just probably know the Wow Project, or you probably know one guy that talks in a particular way. All right, so let's go on. What we're going to be looking at for this woman is go for it. And it is getting what's yours by audacity. And we're going to be learning from this woman now. Now, I remember one of my old fathers in the Lord wrote a song alluding to the character of this woman. And one of the things that he wrote there was, she laid hold on the word and it worked for her. She laid hold on the word and it worked for her. The word now being Jesus, the literal word. And the promise that if she did that, it was going to work. That promise was not made from Jesus. It was made from the faith that she had gathered from people's experiences that Jesus could do this for her. All right, so let's go. Her story is found in the book of Mark, chapter 5, verse 21 or 25, rather, to 34. That's where you can find that story. Or in the book of Matthew, chapter 9, verse 20 to 22. You can also find that story in the book of Luke, chapter 8, from verse 43 to 48. And we get to realize that Jesus was on his way to Jairus' house. That's what the Bible recorded. Jairus had come to meet Jesus. My daughter has died. So Jesus had said, okay, let me go to Jairus' house. But as he was going, this woman, the Bible recorded that she had been under this severe flow of blood for 12 years. And for 12 years, she has been bleeding out. And she heard that Jesus was going. She told herself, if only I could go and then stretch my hand and touch the hem of his garment, I know I will be well. Can you imagine that level of faith? In other words, Jesus has not called for me. We've had record of people, the blind men, whom they raise their voice to say, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy upon me. But we are seeing another manifestation of it, because in that case, the Bible said Jesus stood still and then called for them. But in this case, Jesus, without Jesus' permission, she went to take what was hers. Now, let's learn more. Do you know that this woman, the audacity she had went beyond the norm of society, what a society would have expected from her? Because if you read the book of Leviticus, chapter 15, verse 19 to 30, you just go and read it. But if I start telling you the story, you will get tired of it. It's quite frustrating, the laws that were there for a woman that is bleeding. So assuming a woman bleeds now, the Bible says that she will become unclean, right? For 7 days. And then when it was time for purification, she's now going to return. That's one day bleeding. That means this woman, the woman with the issue of blood, for 12 years is a lifetime of banning from mixing up with people. Do you know, the Bible even recorded in that Leviticus chapter 15 that if another person touched the woman while she's unclean, they too become unclean. That means for her to be touching the crowd, she rendered everybody unclean until she met the cleaner himself. The Bible recorded in the book of Malachi chapter 3 that he will sit as a launderer's soap. You can't make the soap dirty. It is the soap that makes you clean. And so when she met with him, she encountered him, she had that audacity to push through the crowd, despite the pain, despite the weakness she must have been going through. Do you know what it means to be losing blood for 12 years? She's perpetually weak. Perpetually weak. So it was remarkable to see that she pushed herself, she challenged herself to come in contact with Christ's garment, despite the difficulty to push through the crowd. She knew what she wanted and despised the coming shame or the pending shame, the looming shame that she may encounter as a result of Jewish rule. That means she must have come close, and they would think, you are smelling, you are bleeding, don't touch us. But she decided to go through it. Because, you see, one of the rules that we learn from the life of Jesus Christ and this woman is in the book of Hebrews chapter 12. Once it is worth doing, you do it regardless what people may say. Hear the rule. The Bible says in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. What is the lesson? who for the joy that was set ahead of him. There is a goal. I have a goal ahead of me. The joy is that all creation should be saved and come to the knowledge of the truth. That's the goal. Now, for that joy, he despised shame and endured the cross. What is shame? Shame will be the criticism of men, things that you can do without, but will stand as a distraction in your pursuit of destiny. What is the cross? Cross are the necessary things you must go through to be able to fulfill your purpose. So you see, if you will, if you despise cross and endure shame, you are missing it. What the Bible recommends for us is you despise the shame, you endure the cross. For this woman, her shame will be the shameful treatment people would have treated her. And her cross would be to push through that crowd. Are you getting me? To push through that crowd to get what she wanted. She despised the shame, she endured the cross, and she was able to get it. She laid hold on the word with audacity. She got what God wanted for her. I can tell you for sure, it was because God wanted it for her. That was why she got it. Taking it even without any necessary permission from the body of Jesus Christ. What did Jesus Christ say to her? Go, you have been made well, because her faith has already done it by just touching the hem of the garment of Jesus Christ. So you too can go on this year and use audacity to get what you want. You know this is already God's promise for you. Take on it. Make sure that you press and make sure that you get it, because God has gone ahead of you to make sure that it is ready for you. I hope this has been a blessing to you. God bless you. Let's see in the next episode. And while we are at that, you were to like this, comment on what has been a blessing to you from this woman that I've just studied today, the woman with the issue of blood, and subscribe if you are yet to subscribe. Let this thing be counting. Subscribe if you are yet to subscribe. And let's make sure that we are able to share this to somebody who we need. Thank you very much. See you next time.